Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Pettit. I'm excited to be here with you all today. I am up in the Bay Area, as you can probably notice. I'm in a hotel room. I'm up here to see and be part of a writing workshop with one of my favorite authors, Susan Ariel Rainbow Kennedy, aka Sark. I found her book, Succulent Wild Woman, when I was a young wild woman at the age of 19 at a bookstore. This was in 1998. Oh, so I was younger than 19. Yeah, around that. I know my age. I was 19. Excuse me. So I found her book. This is not it. This is a cool journal that I got at the bookstore in Berkeley last night, Moe's. So anyway, came across Succulent Wild Woman in 1998, and I've just stayed connected with her work ever since. I often tell people that I like kind of the three pillars of what I bring into my work and my life are creativity, mindfulness, and social justice, a commitment to social justice. And there's books I have that kind of represent those different pillars. So for my creativity side, it's definitely Sark. Um, she has like 19 best-selling books. But Succulent Wild Woman was my introduction to her. For the other ones, Black Feminist Thought, for my social justice book. I mean, there are many again, but that was one that came to me at a critical point, and it forms how I think about issues of social justice. And then for mindfulness, Being Peace by Thich Nhat Hanh. Anyway, little detour. But I've been wanting to record a video because I've been doing really cool stuff lately, both learning a lot, going through different trainings, reflecting a lot, and also doing a lot of trainings and work with people on leadership coaching and development. But one of the things I wanted to share with you was, or is, a tool that I came up with for preparing to speak up, to do relationship building, or to kind of take action, like use your voice in some way around an issue that you care about that's kind of fraught with difference or conflict. So today, and I'm going to share that tool with you, but I also wanted to share a little bit about who it's for. Of course, it's useful for anybody, but what's really inspiring to me about writing and also speaking in this way is building connection with others, helping people feel like they belong, inspiring people to take action to bring more healing and justice into the world. Two core things that I value are well-being and justice, peace, people having their basic needs and more met, joy, connection, fairness, and the other names of fairness, equality, equity. I'm really figuring out the answer to the question, like, who cares? Who cares what I have to say? Who would care about my story? But I'm affirming to myself, and I'm just like reading through some of the notes that I took today as part of this 3-day workshop. So I can only imagine what's going to happen in the next 2 days. But I'm affirming that I believe that my writing, my thoughts, my experience, that I matter, and I'm acting accordingly. And what else did I want to share with you? Oh yeah, I am writing and I'm sharing for people who want to make a difference and don't know how. I'm also writing for those of you who are engaged in social change work and who might be feeling overwhelmed or tired. I'm writing and sharing for people who get overwhelmed with the state of the world. and for people who want to bring more peace and justice into the world. And this could be through the movements that you're part of, the organizations and groups that you're part of, could be in your community, your neighborhood, could be at home, your families, your relationships. So that's who I'm speaking to. That's, if it's you, I'm really happy to be talking with you. If that's not you, that's okay too. But I'm most passionate about working with folks who really care about social change and want to make a difference and are in different ways. Um, and I'm really here for you right now if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, hopeless, or lonely. Just know that you are not alone and you have support. And I hope some of what I share with you today can be helpful in thinking about, in this case, I want to share a communication tool, but embedded in it, hopefully, are some things that if you are feeling stuck or overwhelmed or hopeless, can help you make some movement out of that. So this communications tool I initially designed for a group of commissioners, actually in the Bay Area, who went through Urban Habitat's Boards and Commissions Leadership Institute. And the awesome thing about this program is that it's really designed for folks who have valuable experiences to bring to commissions, but who might not see themselves serving on a board or commission, or they're not the traditional folks that others might see as serving on a board or commission. And so it's predominantly folks of color and folks with other experiences and identities that have gone undervalued in our society for too long. So I love the mission of the program. I did work to bring similar trainings to Long Beach. And Long Beach has the Boards and Commissions Leadership Institute, and it's near to my heart because a dear colleague who passed away suddenly over a year ago was the one who developed this model and the one that I learned it from. So it was important for me in that way as well. But I created this just based on a lot of different things that I find helpful when it comes to communication, especially when it's like hard. It's hard to speak up. So I'm gonna share that now. I'm gonna talk through it with you. Okay, so as you can see, it's a Word document. It's meant to be filled out. If you want it, I'll put information in the description on how to get in touch with me. So navigating difference and conflict, preparation guide. This is for speaking up, building relationships, and having difficult conversations. This one I modified for organizations, but the questions can apply to any of the realms that I mentioned earlier. So first of all, thinking about what's the big picture? If you are in an organization, what's the mission or vision for this organization? Or even thinking about what is my purpose for being here? Like for those commissioners, why am I serving? And the commissioners that go through that program, they're not there just to get something on their resume. They're there for a reason, and often believe that they're there to be part of broadening democracy or to bringing ideas around social justice into the space, bringing their experiences into that space. So what's my purpose for being here? If it's in your family, what am I trying to cultivate here? What's my purpose? And then going to the particular issue, what is my purpose for speaking up or having this conversation? The why behind it. Why have this conversation? Why speak up? Why do something that could be really uncomfortable? And then what? What are the outcomes that I'm hoping for this conversation? I'm taking some time here. What am I really hoping that we walk away with? Do I want to win and fight? Do I want to build mutual understanding? Do I just want to understand the other person's perspective more? And then based on the purpose and outcomes, what's the best way to communicate my message? And that could mean a lot of things to you, like kind of what's the tenor that it's going to take? What forum am I going to do it in? Am I going to try to build relationships with folks first? Am I going to speak up in a public forum? What does that look like? Am I just, having a conversation around the dinner table? I know with kids, sometimes it's driving in the car or taking a walk. It's like a little less, I don't know, just gives people a little bit of space. So anyway, think about what's the best way to communicate my message? And then the work of thinking about how do I want to show up in this conversation? So I love the concept of self-leadership. It's from internal family systems. It's the idea that we have kind of a multiplicity of feelings and thoughts, the multiplicity of the mind, that can drive our behavior. And we might have like a fear part or a self-righteous part. And we want to honor those parts. An angry part, like anger is so valuable and important. So talking about self-leadership is not to dismiss those things, but it's about identifying, where do I want to take action from? Where do I want to come from in this conversation or in this moment where I'm speaking out? And so I've found the concept of self-leadership, the 8 C's of self, to be helpful. So I'm going to share that now. Change my share. Okay, so now you should see. Wow, I don't know why I always have to do this when I present it. I'm like, oh, but this is my favorite image that shows the 8 C's of self right now. So compassion, curiosity, courage, clarity, calm, creativity, confidence, connectedness. I like to, if I'm going into a difficult conversation, or even if I'm facilitating a training, I like to think about 1 or 2 of these qualities that I really want to call in and practice. So maybe it's courage. A lot of times for me, it's calm, connectedness. Maybe you're really like butting heads with someone and you want to figure out their perspective, then curiosity. Or maybe it's really hard to kind of figure out the path forward. Maybe you want to try on creativity. Maybe it's you have a really important message to share. You're going to try on clarity. So any of these, they're all beautiful, wonderful, helpful. You pick 1 or 2 that you want to bring in, or you can, choose a word that doesn't start with C. There's a lot of great ones that you want to practice embodying, and just intentionally work to show up from that place. And again, it's a practice. I'm going to share this again. So another thing to think about is what communication skills can help me do this. So one of my favorite books is Crucial Conversations. One of my favorite communication books is Crucial Conversations. And if you want, I can share, I put together a packet of kind of like foundations for dialogue. It includes some descriptions around self-leadership, these 8 C's of self, as well as kind of the 1-pager from Crucial Conversations. It's like the cheat sheet, but you can also Google that. Because I did this boards and commissions workshop, and they translated all their materials. I have them in Spanish too, the Foundations of Dialogue packet and this prep guide with maybe a few edits. So you can request that too if that's helpful. If you work with folks who speak Spanish, or if that would be helpful for you personally. So then, identifying a few communication skills that can help you with this. So some of the ones in crucial conversations are talking tentatively, like when you're, especially in the one-on-one conversations, when you're trying to kind of figure out a way forward. So it's like, okay, hey, I noticed this. This is the story that I'm telling about that. How do you see it? And checking to see, well, actually, this is the way that I see it. Checking for that, or trying to find a mutual purpose. So those are some examples of communication skills. And then knowing that these conversations can be challenging, how can I take care of myself and get support as needed before, during, and after? What are the things that you can do to take care of yourself before, during, and after? So that's the thing I wanted to share with you for now. I hope that it's helpful and that some of this has resonated with you. I'd love to hear if you want some of the resources that I mentioned, please reach out. Also, if you want to talk about these things more, let's hop on a Zoom or the phone and connect, and I'll share how we can do that as well. I do offer coaching around this to individuals and to teams. And I'm also just happy to talk with you and have a conversation. So let's do that if you're interested. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.